Bonjour à tous and welcome to Learn French with Vincent. This is Unité 13, leçon S. And in this lesson we'll discover together what we call le pluriel des noms composés. Because it's actually quite tricky for persons who are learning French, and even for French people. In some cases it can be quite tricky to put, when we call this nom composé, of course we call about a noun, but it's composed, so normally you get two parts. And when you want to put this noun at the plural form, then it can be a bit tricky. This video will only focus on the nouns that are formed by two nouns. Okay, so we're not talking about adjectives or verbs or preposition, because it's possible. In that case, we're only concentrating on these nouns composed by two nouns. Okay, and well, the thing is that, as always in French, it's never 100%, because that's the way it works. But then the good news is that it's 90%, and it's quite much. In 90% of the cases, the two nouns will actually be at the plural form. Okay, so if you want to put this noun at the plural form, you will have to put the two nouns that compose this composed noun at the plural. Okay, I hope I'm clear. So I've been preparing few examples. Okay, and here you've got the singular form, le singulier. And the first one, un homme grenouille. Okay, so I will put here that translation in English. Okay, un homme grenouille. And so, well, as I said, if you want to put this noun at the plural form, then you will get des hommes here, so the S, mark of the plural, and then here as well, mark of the plural, grenouille. Okay, so un homme grenouille, des hommes grenouilles. Un homme orchestre, and so you get the translation here. Same thing, des hommes orchestres. Okay, so you get the plural here and then the plural here. Okay. Un homme sandwich, and then you will get des hommes sandwich, like that as well. Une infirmière-chef will give you des infirmières-chefs. Okay, and then you can notice that, well, as we saw previously, this final S is not pronounced so clearly. If you only think about, the phonetical aspect of the thing, une infirmière-chef, des infirmières-chefs, the only difference will be here in the liaison, because actually you don't pronounce this final S here or here. Okay, so une infirmière-chef, des infirmières-chefs. Un aide-comptable, des aides-comptables. Okay, same thing, you put this S and S here, but then you don't pronounce them. Un aide-cuisinier, des aides-cuisiniers. Okay, S and S. Un aide-infirmier, des aides-infirmiers. Un avion-cargo, des avions-cargo. Same thing, S, but then we don't pronounce them. Un avocat-conseil, des avocats-conseils. S, but then we don't pronounce it, or them. Un café-concert, des cafés-concerts. Un café-théâtre, des cafés-théâtres. And that's it. I would advise you to watch the next videos because I will continue the same with the same theme. So the plural of all these composed nouns. Okay. So, but then if you want to watch more videos, then youtube.com/imagery is waiting for you. And then I'm also on Facebook. So don't be afraid and like me. Oh, I will be so happy. And then more material can be found here. www.imagier.net. Have a great day. Bye bye. Bonjour à tous and welcome to Learn French with Vincent. This is Unité 13, leçon T, and it's the second part of this topic, le pluriel des noms composés. Okay, so if you didn't watch the first part, well, I would advise you to do it. Okay, so it's maybe it would be more clear. Okay, if you did, then let's start. And then keep in mind that in this video we'll work, or we'll see the words that will be composed by a noun and an adjective. Okay, so in the previous lesson we saw these nouns when they were composed by two nouns. Okay, but in that case it will be noun and adjective. Okay, and then, well, it will be exactly the same thing. It's never 100% in French, so it will be 90%. So in 90% of the cases, you will have to put the noun and the adjective at the plural form if you want to, put this all noun, so this composed noun, at the plural form. Okay, so we'll see how it works. And then we'll have first the singular form here. So here is the first one, un haut commissionnaire. Okay, un haut commissionnaire. And if we want to put this word at the plural form, then it will be quite simple because you just need to here and here add the plural form. So in that case, it's S and S. Okay, des hauts commissionnaires. And if you're a bit careful, you can hear that un haut commissionnaire and des hauts commissionnaires, well, clearly it is pronounced the same way. So you put the S at the end of both things here, okay, but then you don't pronounce them. So it will be phonetically almost the same, okay, in most of the cases. Un haut-relief, okay, un haut-relief, and if we want to put the plural form, then it's quite simple because S and S, but then we don't pronounce them here. Des hauts-reliefs. Okay, un haut-relief, des hauts-reliefs. Un franc-maçon. Okay, un franc-maçon, and then plural form, exactly the same rule. S here and S here. Des francs-maçons, and then you don't pronounce them. Des francs-maçons. Un franc-tireur. Un franc-tireur, and then plural form, exactly the same rule, des francs-tireurs. Un court-bouillon, and then if you want to put the plural form, well, same rule, S, S, you don't pronounce it, des court-bouillons. Un court-bouillon, des court-bouillons. Un court-circuit, un court-circuit, same thing, des courts-circuits, des courts-circuits. Un beau-père, un beau-père. So here it's interesting because if you remember, we saw that previously, this beau, so the adjective beau, you've got the singular form here and you've got the plural here. You don't put S at the end for the plural, but you will put this X, okay, so X à la fin de beau, okay? But then it's exactly the same thing because you don't pronounce it. Des beaux-pères, okay? Remember the S, but then it's silent. Des beaux-pères. Un beau-père, des beaux-pères. Une belle-mère, des belles-mères. Same rule here, S and S, but you don't pronounce it. Une belle-sœur, des belles-sœurs, okay? Une belle-sœur, des belles-sœurs. And that's it. Try to watch the next video because, probably we will end this series of plural of the composed nouns or words. Okay, but then if you want more video, then youtube.com/imagier is waiting for you. If you want to like me on Facebook, I'm right here, and then the website is waiting for you, www.imagier.net. Have a great day. Bye bye. Bonjour à tous and welcome to Learn French with Vincent. This is Unité 13, leçon U. And in this lesson, we'll continue this series of videos that we've been starting, well, 2 videos before. And the topic is le pluriel des noms composés. And we'll take the time in this video to see something quite tricky. And I'm really sorry about that. But, well, I need to do my job and to explain or to tell you how it goes. When you get this composed noun, and when this composed noun is composed by first a noun, or not first, but then a noun and the adjective grand, because in most of the cases this grand will be in the first place. Okay, it will be tricky. It will be tricky. Let's be honest. The thing is that we will need to divide this video and to see how it works for the masculine form and then the feminine form. Just because when we'll see the masculine form, it's actually quite easy. It is not difficult at all, because when we've got this example like un grand-père, okay, so of course you get first this grand, and then after that you get the père. If you want to put this word at the plural form, then you will get des grands-pères, and it's actually quite simple because it will respect the rule. I mean, the thing that we saw previously, you just need to put s at the end of each words. Okay, so grand with s and then père with s, like that. Okay, so it's not really difficult, and especially if you think about that, you don't pronounce this s, so actually phonetically it's the same, grand-père here and grand-père here. Okay, so let's be honest. I mean, if it's for the masculine form, then it's not difficult, but if it's for the feminine form, and that's where it is a bit strange, but I mean, that's just a language, so we need to see how it goes. If you have at the singular form for the feminine this form here, so grand, instead of grande, because normally it's an adjective and normally we should have a here, okay, but it does, I mean, it does happen that in some cases, like with this word in grand-mère, then actually you don't have this at the end of the adjective. So if you have this form, so first the adjective grand at the feminine, but not really at the feminine because you don't have this okay, then that's when it will be tricky, because you will have, well, 2 options to put the plural form. The first one will be this one, so you just put this s and s at the end of the first and the second part. Okay, and it's also possible to see it like that, so only s at the end of the second word or the second part of this composed word. Okay, so des grands-mères. As I said, phonetically it's the same anyway, because it will be une grand-mère, des grands-mères, and then des grands-mères. Okay, so phonetically the same form, but you've got to keep in mind that, you know, this is how it should be written correctly. And in that case, keep in mind that the 2 options are correct. Okay, so that's the first part. And it's also possible to see composed words or nouns with first the adjective grand, but at the feminine form, like here with grande, okay, and then duchesse. And in that case, well, not really difficult, because you just, you know, do what we've been doing so far. So you just put s at the end of the first part and s at the end of the second part, okay, and you will get une grande duchesse, plural, des grandes duchesses. Okay, so I hope it is clear. We've got another video coming concerning that topic, because I think that we need to clarify a few things more. But then if you want more videos, then youtube.com/imagier, and then the page on Facebook is right here, and more material can be found at the following address. Have a great day. Bye bye. Bonjour à tous and welcome to Learn French with Vincent. This is Unité 13, leçon V. And in this lesson, we'll end the series of videos about le pluriel des noms composés. Okay, and we'll see actually 3 different type of noms composés in this video. Okay, so we'll start with the first one. And the first one, actually it will be un nom composé. So the first part will be un nom, then the second part will be une préposition, and the last part will be un complément. Okay, so don't worry, we'll see an example. And in that case, well, in like 90% of the cases, the rule will be that it will be only le premier nom that will take the mark of the plural. Okay, so we'll see just one example. Un arc-en-ciel. Okay, so it's actually quite interesting. So the meaning is here, rainbow, and if you have a look, so you've got first arc, and then you've got the préposition, and after that you've got le complément, ciel. Okay, and so if we respect the rule that we saw previously, it's only the first part here, so le nom arc, that will take the mark of the plural, and then it will be S. Okay, so you will have un arc-en-ciel, and then the plural form, des arcs-en-ciel. Okay, you can see that as usual we don't really pronounce this final S, so phonetically it's almost the same, but then we've got this liaison between the two, des arcs-en-ciel. Okay, second situation, un nom formé d'une préposition or un préfixe et d'un nom. Okay, and so in that case, le nom prend la marque du pluriel. Okay, so we'll see an example. And it's a good example and quite useful here. Une demi-heure. Okay, so demi is half, and then heure, hour. Okay, so in that case, you get this demi first, and then you get this heure. Okay, and so if we respect the rule that we saw, it will be only le nom, like here, so heure, that will take here the plural. So you will have to put the S at the end of heure, and you don't touch this préfixe demi in that case. Okay, des demi-heures. Une demi-heure, des demi-heures. Okay, and last but not least, un nom formé d'une phrase, locution adverbiale, de verbe ou d'infinitif. Okay, and in that case, the good thing is that you don't need to touch the word at all. Okay, so it will stay the same whether it's at the singular form or at the plural. And then just wanted to give you this beautiful one. It's one of my favorite, un je-ne-sais-quoi. Okay, well, it's quite used in English as well, but then I just wanted to give you maybe a more clear translation. Okay, so un je-ne-sais-quoi, and then if we respect the rule, then des je-ne-sais-quoi, so you don't touch at all the word, you just put it like that, no S. Okay, and then phonetically, of course, it's the same pronunciation. Okay, un je-ne-sais-quoi, des je-ne-sais-quoi. And that's it. Youpie, youpie, it's over. If you want to check or to have more videos, then they are right here on YouTube, and then like me on Facebook. I will be so happy. If you want more material, then you can find it right here, www.imagier.net. Have a great day. Bye-bye.